and I'm going to give it to you. I'm already lounged up for the evening. I've already had my complete work day, and we are about to make a quick 30-minute meal for dinner. Let's do this. All right, let's get into it. All right, you guys, let's do this. We are making butter garlic chicken breast on linguine today. We are starting from the beginning. You know what? You're not getting fancy cookware. You're not getting any of that. You're getting regular. This is my home. This is my cooking station. This is my cooking ware. 30-minute meals. A lot of parents out there that don't have the time to be buying freshly manicured pots and pans like some of the videos I've watched. So I'm giving it to you raw and unpurchased, honestly. These are some really seasoned 20 and 30-year-old pans I have here. And I like the pre-season because it gives you that extra flavor. We want that. So we're just going to kind of get into making this amazing chicken meal that takes 30 minutes of your time after a long, hard days of work. So I'm chopping this up on my Lazy Susan only so I can swirl it around and enjoy the benefits of being a little lazy after a long, hard days of work. So I am breaking up some garlic cloves right now. Gonna trash that up. And I'm going to mince them. So to mince them, I'm just going to chop them across. And then I'm just going to have at it. I'm letting out all my frustrations, all my worries, all my concerns, everything I'm about to let out in this garlic clove. So we're going to chop that up. And the ingredients purchased for this today is actually in the description, so check it out. Definitely make a list for you to go to the store and get these items. So we are mincing up our garlic clove as we speak. Mince, 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 mince. Let's do this. All right, there's two things I already have ready. In my rice cooker, I already have the water in there. It's not currently on yet. And then in my boiling pot, I actually have the water in there as well. Everything else we're going to do right here, right now for you. So we are mincing the garlic because that is the very first thing that is going to go into my stick of butter so that I can get the chicken started. So here we go. Here's my day frustration. Mince, 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 mince. Today was actually not too bad of a day. I could tell by the way I'm mincing. It's not so aggressive. We like to have good days. Good days are good. All right, let's pull it all together. Let's get it going. All right. I'm going to cut my fire on to medium heat and high heat for the water. So we're about to do high heat on the water. Oh, okay, you don't want to cook for me today? We're not cooking together? There we go. So high heat for the water. We're going to go midway for the chicken breast pot. You'll notice in the directions there is a stick of butter. We are not cheating on the flavor. We are putting the entire stick of butter into our frying pan. I have a larger frying pan here just to allow me some time to get that many chicken breasts in there, but it depends on how many you're cooking for as to how big you want your frying pan to be. My stick of butter is in, and we are going to let that melt down. I'm going to grab my old school wooden spatula here. So we're going to use that. little wooden spatula. This spatula has been around in my family for a while. As you can tell, it's been through some cooking experiences. But we are actually going to use that to make our chicken breast. So while our water is coming to a boil, we are melting down our stick of butter. As soon as that is melted down, we will get our chicken inside to start cooking. And we're not going to cook the chicken for a long time. We're only going to cook the chicken enough to get it a nice cook before we put it into our baste. Now for the chicken breast, I have just regular standard chicken breast. And I like to utilize the cooking time by chopping the breast in half. So we're going to cut this breast literally in half. They come really thick. So we're going to cut this breast in half. There we are. 2 half pieces. I see our butter is nice and melted over there. We're going to do 2 whole chicken breasts, which will make 4 pieces for us. Keep the little fat that comes on it, keep that on there because that's going to be your flavor when it cooks down into the butter. We want to keep as much flavor into our meal as possible. So we have our 2 halves, well 2 wholes into 4 halves, and we have our melted butter. Now it's on medium heat, so it melts pretty fast. Immediately, we're going to put our minced garlic inside of the butter so that it can start to get its flavor. Oh yeah, we want flavor, honey. Definitely want flavor. All right, so we have about 4 small cloves cut into that right now. We're going to cut some more, and it'll be a part of our base. And then we immediately will flavor up our chicken. I flip it on its back side first because that's the first side that goes into my fry pan. And we're going to put a little bit of lemon butter on there. And we're going to season up both sides with the same seasoning. So there's a little bit of lemon butter sprinkled on there. Get it on there. Yes. Don't be shy about your seasoning now, honey. All right. So we got our lemon butter. We're going to put a little bit of creole seasoning and garlic powder. My garlic powder comes with the parsley flakes already in it. McCormick brings this out. So we're going to use McCormick's garlic powder with parsley flakes. Oh yes, get it on there, get it on there. All right, we're going to go to the cabinet and we need to pull out some flavor here. Okay. So we're also going to flavor it up with some creole seasoning. I use Zatarains. You can use whatever creole seasoning you'd like to use. And we're going to put some pepper in there. Our butter is nice and ready for us. And here we go. We're about to plate it. So we are plating it inside of the butter. So we have all 4 pieces cooking, and then we repeat our seasoning on the other side. I'm starting with the pepper, the Zatarains creole seasoning, oh yeah, we're not gauging it, honey. We are just doing it. We like that flavor. We are flavoring it to our all over it though. Okay, we're putting the garlic powder with parsley, and then we're going to finish off with our lemon pepper. All right, we're going to let that cook for 5 minutes while we do our thing. I'm going to rinse my hand real quick. All right, let's do this. So now that we have the chicken started, we want to get ready for our rice. Now you have a choice to plate this on fettuccine, so a little bit of pasta, or you can plate it on some rice. I happen to like the rice, so we're going to plate it on some rice today. I'm using the jasmine rice, and I have about 2 cups of water inside of the jasmine rice, inside of the rice cooker, and I'm going to add about a cup of jasmine rice into that. All right, so we got about a cup of our rice going in. We have our chicken nice and sizzling. I'm going to move this out of the way. And then we're using this flavoring. We have flavoring here on our Lazy Susan. We are definitely using that. If you use a chopping board, that works fine. But you want to keep your flavoring around. So we're going to chop up some more minced some more minced garlic, because that's going to go into our meal. We want to make sure our meal has a lot of flavor on it. I'm going to take off the skin here. So I'm removing the skin. Cutting the ends. Removing some more skin. Let's do this. That chicken breast is getting a nice brown over there while we're doing this. All right, and we're going to chop up a little more. Now, for this meal, some people like to add the extra flour for the breading. Because we're plating this on rice and not pasta, I'm not actually using the flour today, but it's definitely an option if you decide to plate that on pasta, just to add a little more consistency to your meal. All right, so we're going to chop up our garlic clove again. It's already smelling amazing in here. Your house will smell amazing. Your family will thank you for this 30-minute meal. All right, we are chopping this up amongst our seasoning. All right, so we got some chopped garlic ready for us. And that's going to go into the base of our sauce. And since I decided to do the rice and not the pasta, I'm going to turn that backfire off because we're not going to use that water just now. But we will use it on our next video for the shrimp scampi, or maybe the Cajun shrimp. We'll see what next video we do. Okay, so let's take a look at our chicken and let's see how it's doing. I'm going to get a fork ready so I can take a look at it and flip it, rub it down. Okay, the chicken is looking nice and ready. Remember, we're cooking with that butter, so it's going to give it a nice dark consistency, which we want because we want it to add to our sauce that we're about to use. So we are flipping that chicken. Remember, this is just cooking for about 5 minutes on each side. because we're going to cook it additionally into the sauce that we're about to make. So we have our garlic chopped up. We have our chicken browning itself in our seasoning. And we're going to let that sit in for 5 minutes, come back, and do our next step. For this 30-minute brief moment, we were cooking up some chicken on both sides for 5 minutes, frying that bad boy up. Now we have our chicken done, and we are about to chop it up and make our sauce. This is what's going to get poured over to our, ooh, look at that chicken. This is what's going to get poured over into our rice that we have cooking over there in the rice cooker. So we're going to chop this chicken up into some strips. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. It absolutely smells amazing in here, y'all. All right, chopping this chicken up into some strips to plate over our rice. And I also grabbed some green onions, which I'm going to chop up once I get this plated onto the rice. So we're going to chop up our chicken. And then we're going to put it right back into the frying pan. Chicken just smells amazing, y'all. It smells so good. All right. All right, let's get our next piece out. Chop that up. Now, I like most of my food Creole. Y'all, my family comes from Louisiana. We hail from Louisiana. I was born here in California, but I was raised amongst my grandmother on my dad's side, who is from Alabama, and then on my mother's side, they're from Louisiana. So when I say I was raised on flavor, I was raised on some serious flavor. So I make sure that I serve up flavor when I serve to my family. They expect it of me. All right. So we are popping our chicken strips right back in there. Get the next one out. We have 2 more to cut up. I'm going to bring them both out because we are making this 30 minutes. We are not prolonging it. We are doing this in 30 minutes for the family. We ladies and men have had a long day at work. We're cooking up for our family. We want to make this as quick as possible. So I'm just going to chop this up together, get it going, and put it back into the pan. All right. Now, as I'm doing this, the juice from the chicken that is chopped up, that's in the pan, it's making some additional juice. Y'all know I had to try a piece. Okay, get back in there, chicken. Nice and seasoned up. Oh my God. All that juice back up in there. All of that. Oh, you came right off. Come on, get you back up in there. All right, we're going to add a little bit of honey glazed sauce to this. I want all my seasoning up in there. Give it to me. Bring it to me, baby. So let's make our honey glazed sauce. We're going to use some molasses. And I like to add a little bit of spice to my dish. All right, there goes all my ingredients back up in there. Make sure I spread it out evenly in the pan. All right. So we're going to add some molasses in there. Remember, we're not gauging this. We're looking at it. Is it fully covered? Yes, looks good. We are not gauging this. molasses is in there. And because I want to add that bit of seasoning and spice to it, if y'all haven't been introduced to famous Dave's Devil Spit, you're going to want to introduce yourself to that. Because we are going to lightly cover our chicken. This Devil Spit is quite spicy. So we're going to want to lightly cover our chicken with some Devil Spit, some honey. We already have our molasses in there. Oh, it's looking amazing in there. Looking amazing. All right, got some nice honey up in there. And then we're gonna let it simmer for a little bit. Adding some chicken broth, just to give it a nice little simmer. Oh yeah, because remember, that's our sauce when we plate it on to the rice. All right, so we're gonna mix that up a little bit, make sure it gets a nice little simmer. And I'll bring you back so that you can see this inside of the pan so that you know exactly how your chicken will be looking once you get the sauce in there. All right, nice and evenly distributed. All right, let's do that. Let's look inside the pan and see what we got going. Okay, y'all, we are back. Our rice cooker has chimed in to let us know the rice is done. We are bringing in our green onions so that we can chop that up and get this plated. Our chicken has marinated in the sauce and it's looking mighty delicious. Let's chop these green onions up and get this going. I am ready to eat. 30 minutes in and we are ready to plate our meals for our family. Yes, yes, this is happening. Here we go. This will feed typically a family of 4. Just add extra chicken breast and a little extra rice to move it up to a family of 6. Let's chop up our onions. Let's get this going. I love green onions, so I'm so excited about plating it with my fresh green onions. Just before the rice finished, I threw in some additional minced garlic. That was just to add a little more garlic flavor to our garlic chicken because the molasses and the honey bring out a really sweet taste, but it's combated with the creole seasoning and the Devil Spit that we slap in there. So let's get this all plated up. I am ready for this. Oh my gosh, I'm excited about this. Here we go. So we have our rice cooker with our rice nice and flaky. Love the rice cooker. Comes in handy a lot. And like I said, this makes for a great meal for a family of 4. Dropped it. All right, let's rinse that off. All right. And then let me get a spoon out of here because I want to pick up all my sauce. So I'm going to plate it with some chicken. Yes, right there. Get it. And I'm going to pick up some sauce to sprinkle over it. Let's get that chicken over there. There we go. Going to take up some green onions and sprinkle that on there. I love green onions, so we're going to sprinkle just a little more just to give it that flavor. We have our 30-minute meal ready to serve up, looking nice and delicious for your family. Thank you for joining us on the Lollipop Lounge, and I look forward to providing more cooking in 30-minute videos with you. I'll see you soon.
Tell me pretty lies. Look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.